today another festive video from London, and today is super exciting because we're gonna head to Kew Gardens, which is literally one of my favorite Christmas experiences in London. I've done it for the first time last year and it was like loads of like Tim Burton music and just beautiful kind of like art of lights and music combined. And I'm gonna take you with me so you can experience it and make your own decisions on whether you want to go or not. I'm gonna give you some tips before I'm gonna head. The first tip is please book in advance if you try to go. If you're lucky and you have the time like during the week, you have less stress, but if you're trying to go on a weekend like we are, I booked this 3 months ago. So just a warning, and honestly every other booking slot was already not available anymore. Like we got an almost 8 p.m. booking slot on one of the last Saturdays possible, and it's not even December. So just a warning. However, whether you go in November or December, I think it really brings the Christmas spirit, and I love to celebrate already in November. So either way, we're gonna enjoy it and arise the Christmas spirit like the tree. And oh, second tip is you gotta layer. It is freezing cold. Like honestly, top tip, wear insoles that are warming, because especially the soil is freezing. So wear your double sock layers and insoles and everything that keeps you warm, and then you're really ready. And maybe even third tip, throughout the path there's like some small food options. My favorite are the marshmallows, especially orange chocolate marshmallows. It is the dream of flavors, so I can highly recommend you to stop there at that fire, warm yourself up and have some marshmallows. We are gonna aim for that this year. It was amazing last year, so let's enjoy the Christmassy activities. Let's go. It's so chaotic. today. Please. Oh my god, finally!
The excitement in your voice.
I know, I'm genuinely so excited. It's marshmallow time, finally! Marshmallow time! Excited! So cute! Harry's orange chocolate! Here we go! No Terry's orange chocolate, but chocolate. I'm so excited. And that's a wrap for Kew Gardens for this year. And I wanted to take this opportunity to actually talk you very quickly through my look, because I actually met my sister shortly before Kew Gardens to pick up this hat and the scarf. And that's because my grandma, or our grandma, she owned this and gave it to my sister, and it does not suit my sister, in her opinion. So she basically saw me ordering a similar hat and she was like, I have something from grandma that looks literally the same. Sent me a photo, but it was literally not tried on or anything. It was just a flat photo of the items laying down. And I was like, I'd give it a shot. I constantly wear black, so why not? And I literally didn't even try it on before going to pick it up on the way to Kew Gardens as well. So it was a bit of a fashion risk to not try it on, especially with the look basically. But I felt like I already have browns and usually I suit hats really well, or scarves, so I thought I could make it work. And I do believe I made it work, but let me know in the comments down below what you think of this very big look. Like, it is a massive hat, not gonna lie, but genuinely I enjoy it. And I'm so happy and so lucky to receive these items in pristine condition. And it was just basically a gift from grandma, and I immediately, when I put it on and was on the tube again to go to Kew Gardens, I sent her a selfie of me wearing them, and she was very excited to see it. She was like, I know this. I'm like, yes, you do. Of course you do. And it just showcases how much quality is in these beautiful, beautiful pieces. So I can just highly recommend going for vintage items rather than for new ones, but also go for the things that suit you. I would have likely not gone for this kind of big hat. I do believe it works, but usually I'm not like, but I think it had character and I felt warm, and that's the main thing. And I feel like I made grandma happy, so it's a win-win-win. And that's also the story behind this look. And now over to Kew Gardens and kind of like a little bit of a review regarding this year versus last year. So first of all, there was no orange chocolate flavor in the marshmallows, but the chocolate ones were still amazing, so still worth it. And now I know as well, yearly they changed the structure. So what was the start of last year was the end of this year. So the route changes, and basically every piece of light show changes besides having installations on the greenhouse and the famous as usual lights. That's the two things that really repeated, and then the marshmallows as well, and I guess the food trucks. I don't know if it's exactly the same as last year, but this time I tried it, and I have to say I think last year we did a better decision by grabbing a roast in a pub close by. So I would highly recommend you doing this rather than eating there, because I feel like it was £13 for fried chicken and fries, but it's not really worth it. But it was fine, and it hit the spot. I do believe having a drink or a hot cocoa, or for sure the marshmallows. Honestly, get the marshmallows. They also have vegan options. That is really worth it in my opinion. I was so happy, and on top of that I was so happy about the music and the lights, and it's just like a very cute experience. This time they had a little bit of a discourse well built up. I do believe it is very much tailored towards children friendliness and more playfulness, but it's a nice like thing for a date or for family, especially taking parents there and just like position them somewhere and then take pictures or videos and just let them be children and live their life for the first time too, in a way. So it was very exciting and I loved it. I do believe the last one was set up in a nicer way because it ended at the water as well, and then had like a proper show to finish everything off with, including water and including lights and music. So it was even richer, I think. However, the Coldplay and Mariah Carey and other Christmas song cuts next to the setup of the marshmallows was beautiful, because you didn't miss out on the show during marshmallow time. But also it was just a really nice light show with a little bit of sparklers. So I honestly believe it is really worth it, because due to being ticketed as well, and it's at the moment around £35 per ticket per adult. Due to being ticketed, it's also not overcrowded, so I genuinely love that, because London can get so heavily overcrowded and it's just not fun when you just can't get to anywhere. So it's just for sure something that I can highly recommend, and I really hope I was able to inspire you and share more and more festivity and spirit with you. So please let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts were. And other than that, I see you already in the next video. Stay safe, take care, and goodbye.